Hey, you are listening to the Calm On podcast. It's Michelle Grosser here. Thanks for being with us today. We're going to do something a little bit different today. You guys know I love to teach on the nervous system. I love to teach on body-based solutions, somatic resources and tools. But guys, our mindset is also a huge part of our being, right? It's a huge part of how we show up. It's a huge part of the ways in which we think and then obviously act and speak and everything that flows from it. Our mindset is so important. So I thought today we would switch it up a little bit. We are going to talk about mindset, and I want to share with you guys a mindset shift for some of life's challenging seasons. I know for us personally, this has been a season with a lot of change for our family, a lot of change. We believe, we've heard, we've felt that we are being called out of Miami. We've been here, we've lived here in Miami for 15 years. Jeff and I actually moved here a week after we got married back in 2009. And it's just been home since then. Our kids were born here. Our community is here, right? Our church is here. My businesses were built here. Like, it's been our home for 15 years. But both Jeff and I, for the last, 6 months or so, have just really felt this strong call, this strong pull, this strong tug, desire that it's time to go. And just this feeling that kind of like our mission here is done, right? Our work here is done. It's time for something new. But let me tell you guys, change is hard, y'all. Like, it's hard. And I'm so grateful. Like, I don't miss that this season is exciting in a lot of ways. But if I can just be real with you guys, like, it's also really hard. And there's been a lot of tears, and it's been sad in a lot of ways, and it's been painful in a lot of ways. We're leaving life as we know it, right? We're leaving our community here in Miami. The girls are just in this season of saying goodbye to like everyone and everything. We're doing the same. I'm in a process of closing my law firm, which has honestly been a long time coming, to be able to focus on this podcast and to be able to focus on the coaching business. I want to really build out, like, it's an answered prayer, but it's also a huge leap of faith. My law firm has been our family's financial stability for the last, 10 years. I started my practice in 2014 to just surrender it, to lay it down, because God's telling us to move is really hard. And if I'm being totally honest, like, I'm realizing that so much of my identity has been wrapped up in being a practicing attorney, right? And being a lawyer. Like, it's a big part of how I've seen myself, identified, like, explained what I do to others in small talk even, right? It's just been a big part of my life. And the same thing with our ministry. We've been co-pastoring with another couple, and they're going to take over full-time leadership. But man, telling them this, like, explaining it to them, asking them to join us in prayer, like telling our staff, telling all of the members of our church, like all the people that were leaving, it's been really, really hard. And, then on the other side of it, like, any of you guys who've ever tried to sell a house and move with young kids, like, that's a whole thing, right? Keeping the house clean, immaculate. So like on the drop of a hat, we can like have it ready for showings. Like, that's stressful. Like, let's just be real. That's stressful. And Jeff and I have had to really be intentional about managing our stress responsibly so we can stay united in this season of transition, because while these are all like quote unquote good things, it's still flipping hard, you guys. Like, there's so much unknown for us right now in this season. I don't know where the girls are going to school in the fall. I don't know where we're going to live. I'm even considering homeschooling them. We know we're still going to be in ministry in some capacity in our new city, but we don't know what that's going to look like yet. We don't know what Jeff's day-to-day is going to look like yet. Like, there's so much trust and surrender in this season, but I can't help but know, like, in this season of our lives right now, we're also being prepared for something, right? Like, that's the season that we're in right now. We've been in a lot of other really challenging seasons in our lives, some of which weren't as, adventurous. We've been through a lot. We know we've been through the death of family members and loved ones. We've been through, losing jobs, businesses closing. We've been through really scary health issues, right? We've been through valleys in our marriage. We've been through valleys in our finances. We've been through 4 miscarriages, right? The last one was a ruptured ectopic pregnancy, and it almost killed me. So I know a lot of you guys are also in challenging seasons, like whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a period of transition like us. Maybe it's a health concern. Maybe it's a dark season of like mental health that you're walking through. Maybe it's relational. Maybe you're concerned for something for your child or for your children. It's been really challenging. Maybe you're in a challenging season right now and you just haven't like caught a glimpse yet of the light at the end of the tunnel and you're just flipping tired. Like whatever your season looks like, if you're being challenged right now, I just want to encourage you today with this little story, this little episode, because it's been so encouraging to me. And it's really helped me set and shape my mindset when I'm faced with really hard things, which for us right now is just completely uprooting our family and moving to a new city with, no house or we don't know anyone, leaving everything that's comfortable, leaving everything that feels secure, going all in on this podcast and this coaching business because I just know in the depths of my soul that this is what I'm called to do, right? It's a season of just like a huge leap of faith after a huge leap of faith. But in the moments where I've been tempted to give up or back down or back out or like get sucked into a victim mentality or just start to feel like sorry for myself or like whatever comes up when we're faced with challenges, this has been an anchor for me. And I want to share it with you guys. So here it is. Like stick with me for a second because I promise you there's a point to this. So back in the late 80s, there was this huge research facility that was built out in Arizona and it was called Biosphere 2. Maybe you guys have heard of it. I think they've based a movie on it, maybe some books, but the primary purpose, like the reason that they built Biosphere 2 was because they wanted to try to create this like ecological system that could support human life that was completely manufactured by people, right? Like completely enclosed, but it would mimic all of Earth's like natural environments. So what they tried to do is they tried to create all of these little ecosystems inside this big like glass sphere. I assume it's glass. I don't know what it was made of, but it was like all enclosed. And they were going to try to create these mini little ecosystems inside of this enclosure. So they tried to create a mini little rainforest, a mini little like ocean with a coral reef, a mini little mangrove, a mini little savanna, a mini little like desert, all these different things contained within this huge, massive structure, right? And then what they did once they created this is they put 8 people to live inside of this structure for 2 years. And they wanted to just test whether, we could actually create a self-sustaining habitat. So the people who lived inside of Biosphere 2, they like grew their own food, they recycled their water, they managed all of their own like garbage and waste, all while making sure that all those different little ecosystems they'd built were healthy. And here's what's so interesting, you guys. And here's kind of where the lesson is for us today, the mindset shift. When Biosphere 2 was set up, it included all of these different types of trees, all these different tree species, because they wanted to recreate what Earth is like, right? This balanced kind of self-sustaining environment. And at first, those trees were growing faster than trees grow out in the wild, out in nature, because they had these perfect conditions, right? But here's the thing. The researchers started to observe, it was really unexpected to them. They started to observe that many of the trees that were inside this Biosphere 2, this sealed environment, while initially they grew super fast, it was only a matter of time before they were so weak that they fell over before they even reached full maturity. And when they took a look at this, they're like, oh, this is so interesting, because they found that there was an issue with the growth of the roots of these trees. Because out in the wild, out in nature, out in like the woods and the jungle and, the savanna, whatever, trees are exposed to wind, right? Trees are exposed to wind and they're exposed to all of these different environmental stresses that do what? They cause the trees to sway. And that swaying action, like I'm actually sitting right now recording this episode looking out my window in my office And right outside my window, there's a bunch of palm trees, right? And I see them this morning and they're swaying. They're swaying back and forth in the wind. And that swaying, it actually stimulates the development of what these researchers are calling stress wood. Stress wood, right? That swaying strengthens the trees and it helps them grow more resiliently. However, inside of this like perfect little condition of Biosphere 2, there wasn't any wind. There wasn't any wind, you guys. So the absence of wind meant that the trees didn't develop that stress response. And as a result, what happened? As a result, their roots were underdeveloped. I know some of you are catching this. Their roots were underdeveloped and the trees lacked, the roots that they needed. They lacked the structural integrity to support their own weight, especially as they started to grow taller. It's when the winds blow the strongest that our roots grow the deepest. Let that just sink in for a moment. For those of you that are facing challenges right now, for those of you that are facing the winds of life right now, it's when the winds blow the hardest that our roots grow the deepest, just like those trees. And that's the mindset shift, you guys. That's the lesson. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, a lot of us want to live a Biosphere 2 life, right? We want all the perfect conditions. We want to be protected. We want to be sheltered. We'd prefer if it was just easy, if there was no wind. But that's so short-sighted. Because if that happened, right, we'd do the same thing as those trees. The minute things got heavy, we wouldn't even be able to support our own weight and we would just topple over. It's the challenge. It's the adversity, right? It's the things not being easy or comfortable. It's the wind. It's all necessary for our growth and for our strength, not just for trees, right? But for all of us. Without exposure to those stressors, right? Life's challenges, the opportunities to adapt, the opportunities to overcome, we're just kind of weak. Our roots are not sufficient to hold the weight of life. We need these challenges to build up our resilience and really to thrive in the long term. And the one-liner that's really helped me, you guys, it's really helped me in my mindset, like keeping my mindset on point when I've been challenged, times of change, times of disappointment, times of pain, times of struggle, like times when I just didn't understand why or what or when or like any of it, is this: life is never happening to me. Life is always happening for me. And I'm going to say that again, right? Life is never happening to you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Same with me. Life isn't happening to me. I'm not the victim. It's happening for me. I'm not just here like a victim of my circumstances. Life doesn't happen to me. It happens for me, right? Life is building strong roots in me. It's building stress wood in me, strong stress wood. It's refining me. It's growing my surrender muscle. It's expanding my edges. It's sharpening me. It's preparing me. Like there are lessons for me in all of it, right? The fires that we experience are refining. They're strengthening us. They're making us better. Ultimately, I believe like everything that I've walked through has prepared me for something good on the other side, something that God has had in store for me, something bigger that I needed to be equipped for, right? Something I needed to grow into. All the adversity I've ever faced has actually been a gift. It's happened for me. It's happened for my own good, even though it's super uncomfortable when I'm going through it. And I don't say this like, don't mishear me. I don't say this in a toxic positivity kind of way. I'm not telling you that everything is just like rainbows and butterflies and get through it and always look on the bright side. I'm not telling you to suppress your pain. I'm not telling you to suppress your anger or your frustration or your disappointment. Like not at all. Hard is hard, y'all. And if we're going to have healthy emotional regulation, we're going to have to feel that. We're going to have to face it. We're going to have to walk through it. We're going to have to process those emotions and not just bypass them. However, we can process really hard things in life without falling into a victim mentality, right? Without falling into this, like, why is this happening to me? We can cry and we can scream and we can kick, all of it with the mindset, with the conviction that there is purpose in our pain, right? There is a lesson for me in this season. And in my experience, you guys, the sooner that I learn the lesson, the sooner the painful season ends. I'm just telling you, like in the moments where I've gotten resentful or stubborn or had a hard heart, those painful seasons have lasted longer and longer and longer because I just haven't learned the lesson that was in it for me, right? I couldn't move on. I'm just circling around the same mountain over and over. But when I open myself up to truly understanding and accepting that life does not happen to me, life happens for me, and I look for the lesson in that season and I learn it and I live it and I embody it, it allows me to move through it. I don't preach a lot here on the podcast. I don't know if I preach at all here on the podcast. I might start, but man, whether you read the Bible or not, like this is just good teaching, you guys. This is just like wise, regardless of your spiritual beliefs. But in James chapter 1, verses 2-4, it says this, and I hang on to this. And if it lands for you, hang on to it too. I'm going to offer it to you. It says this: consider it pure joy. Joy. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. It's true for all of us. When we are tested, it produces perseverance. So we can have joy in it, even though it's hard, right? Let perseverance finish its work in us so that we can mature like these trees, right? We can be complete, not lacking anything. So just be encouraged today. If you are in a challenging season, it is not happening to you. It's happening for you. And as much as it's tough and it's hard and it's painful and it sucks, there is a purpose in it and there is a lesson for you in it. So if you are willing to accept the invitation, there's growth for you. There's strengthening for you, right? There's preparation for you. So you can go into what's next, into the next season, into your season of harvest, ready for it. I just encourage you guys, man. I don't know if you're sitting here and you're going through this and this was for you. Awesome, right? Tuck it away. Listen to it. You use what you've gleaned from it to get you through this season. And also, if you know somebody who's like going through it, if you have a friend, if you have a sister, if you have a family member, if you have a neighbor or a relative that's like in it, man, maybe share this episode with someone who you know is going through it. Let's speak life over each other, right? Let's speak encouragement over each other because guys, life's hard. Like life is tough and it's so much better when we get to do it together. So I love you all. This is my encouragement for you this week, my invitation for a mindset shift. When life gets tough, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Have a great week, you guys. I'll talk to you soon.